we're trying out one of the latest sewing and quilting notions, Wonder Pins. Welcome to the Sewing Report. I'm Jen. I upload weekly videos about sewing crafts and DIY projects, and I wanted to try out one of the hottest new sewing and quilting notions out by Clover called Wonder Pins. I've been seeing the Wonder Pins in quite a few places. They are, at this moment, a little bit hard to find because the product is so new, but I'm gonna guess a lot of people will start carrying the items soon. So I thought I would try these out. Clover is also behind the infamous Wonder Clips, which is one of my all-time favorite sewing tools. I have a box of like 100 of them. I use them all the time. I have a couple different sizes. At first, the Wonder Clips were pretty expensive because only Clover was making them. Then I noticed over time, a lot of knockoffs started showing up, particularly on Amazon. Now, they are of somewhat questionable origins, but they're all over the place, and then the price went down on the knockoffs. So I'm kind of wondering if the same thing will happen to Wonder Pins. Now that they're out, I'm sure there's going to be a bunch of knockoffs flooding the market. These things were not cheap. I had to hunt around a little bit online to find them, and they come in a pack of 20. So what the Wonder Pins are, I'm going to look at the package. Wonder Pins are kind of a new and improved version of the curved safety pin, which is something I use in quilt basting and even with my embroidery machine to tack things down if I'm floating something in the hoop. I use curved safety pins all the time. There's a few different sizes. They're pretty inexpensive, so you can get like a box of 200, for $10 or $20, and I find them pretty easy to use overall. So the Wonder Pin is supposed to be good for, especially if you maybe have like arthritis or carpal tunnel, a better version of the curved safety pin. It's got sort of a plastic top, and the benefit of them is supposed to be that you can just push down and they'll open and close. So I tried to find them. I was like, hey, this would be cool to review here. This is obviously not a sponsored video. I bought these myself. They were not cheap, let me tell you. And right off the bat, I don't know why, but for some reason in my mind, I pictured the package being bigger than it was. There was really no reason for this. I was kind of picturing something more like the Wonder Clips. This is obviously a pretty decent sized container, and this did all come together. The Wonder Pins came in a pretty small looking cardboard package. Obviously it's ripped open because I've opened it, and you get 20. I kind of just want to put this out there. 20 pins is not a lot. If you're based in a quilt, I might use 50 plus. So if you are basting a fairly large project, you're gonna need more than 20. You're probably gonna need to buy 3 to 5 of these, and that's gonna be outrageously expensive. I tested them out, made a little quilt sandwich, and I tried to use them. It's supposed to be kind of foolproof, like you push down and then it automatically pops open or pops shut. It says it's a one-handed operation, which in theory sounds cool. The reality of it, I found not so much. It usually took a few tries to actually get the pin open and closed. I found they were much easier to use when I used two hands. So the one-handed operation, if that's what you're buying them for, I found this was definitely not 100% spot on. Sometimes I was a little frustrated because it might take 4 or 5 tries to actually get the pin open or closed. So that was a little bit frustrating, I'm gonna be honest. The other thing about these, and this is to me a fairly large negative, is that the pin itself, I was just using regular quilting cotton. It left pretty big holes in the fabric. If you're spending a lot of time making a quilt top, the last thing you want is pretty big holes from the pins. That's not a good thing. I know maybe making the pin part a little larger makes them more durable, less likely to break or dent, but at the same time, I was pretty disappointed at just how large the holes it left were, especially when these things are a premium product for sure. I don't know if maybe it would help if you want, if you're laundering your quilt or whatever project you're doing. I took my steam iron and I really threw a lot of steam at it to see if that would close up the holes. It helped a little bit, but they were still pretty noticeable on the fabric. So I'm just gonna leave that out there. I found that to be a pretty disappointing part of the Wonder Pins experience. I do think they're cute looking, like they come in pink and neon yellow, so I thought that was cool. I just think, is this something I need to buy? Probably not, especially if you have curved safety pins already and you don't have problems with your hands. I would render these pins at least kind of unnecessary. The price might come down if you buy a knockoff. How you feel about knockoffs, that's up to you. These are made in Japan, so I did think that was a plus. And I do like, supporting my sewing and quilting companies. Of course, I want to do that. I like Clover. I have a lot of other Clover products that I absolutely love and consider must-haves. I would say I thought these were okay. I wasn't really wowed by them. I'm just being transparent here. That's sort of my experience with the Wonder Pins. If you've tried these or you're curious about them, let me know what you think below in the comments. I would like to hear from other quilters who have tried the Wonder Pins. What was your experience like, and what are your thoughts on them? The other thing I would say is that it said on the package and in the directions only to use them for quilt basting, but I'm gonna use these with my embroidery machine and see how they go. I might report back if I have better luck with that. But so far, if I had to rate these from a scale of 1 to 10, I might give these a 5 or a 6. They kind of do what's advertised, but not all the time. And I just found they were kind of finicky when I was attempting to do the one-handed operation and get them to close or open. So I didn't find it worked all the time. But anyways, that's just my review of the Clover Wonder Pins. I also have a lot of other sewing and quilting reviews here on the channel, so check another one of those out. But let me know, and also, if you have any products that you want to see me try here, I may go out and buy it so I can test it out for you guys. Anyways, I'm Jen with the Sewing Report. I'll see you guys again in the next video.